Hello, my name is Provenzano. I am a teacher, I am a learner, I'm a father, and an author, and a big nerd. So I want to talk to everyone today about creativity in a little bit of a different light. So I want everyone out there to close your eyes for a second and think about that really important multiple choice test that you took. Your favorite one. Exactly. We don't have fond memories of those multiple choice tests. However, if I were to ask you to close your eyes and think about that really great project that you did in your school, or that favorite teacher that brought that project to you, you could do it instantaneously. When we look at creativity, a lot of it is just giving students options. And there are so many different ways to give students options. And as teachers, our focus needs to be on presenting kids with as many possibilities as possible to not only express what they've learned, but to find different and unique ways to express their own voice. And creativity is a way to get that out of there. There seems to be a certain point in our educational system where creativity is shunned, or it's viewed as something that is only done in an art class, or it's only done in a music class. And you look at the high school system, which I'm a part of, and English teachers and science teachers and social studies teachers, they're so focused on those big state-mandated exams that they miss all of those powerful opportunities that kids have to express themselves creatively. And because of that, they lose a very powerful tool in their arsenal to engage students in learning. And that's where creativity comes in. It's a way to engage kids to explore material they might not ever really look at. So as teachers work on their content area, it shouldn't just be making sure you check off boxes for each standard that is being met. It's about finding ways for students to really embrace what you're doing and giving them amazing opportunities to show who they really are. Because an English teacher, a science teacher might give a student an opportunity to help them discover what they are truly passionate about. And a multiple choice test is never going to accomplish that. I've been a big proponent of project-based learning. And a part of that is the open project. I love to give open-ended projects where I just ask kids to explain a theme, explain a symbol. And what I get are a myriad of projects from kids expressing what they've learned in ways that are meaningful to them. And these can be art projects, that can be videos, these can be live action skits. I've had kids write songs about The Great Gatsby. I've had kids do puppet shows for To Kill a Mockingbird. I've had kids do Twitter debates of mice and men over characters and interactions. All of these students have opportunities to show what they've learned, and it is something that a multiple choice test could never assess. You know, there's one story that stands out to me as I think about my 13 years of teaching. At the end of last year, a student came to me on graduation day. She's wearing her cap and her gown, and she brings me this box. And I grabbed the box from her and I said, well, what's this? And she's like, this is a present for you. And I said, well, you're graduating. I'm supposed to give you a present. That's not how it works. And she says, go ahead, open it. So I opened the box, and inside of it was a bust of me, of my head. And the difference is that it was a zombie version of my head. And it had pieces of skin missing. It had a hole through the head. My teeth were gnashing. She created little hands that can go up, and there was like fingers missing. It was probably the most horrifying thing I'd ever seen because it was to scale. It was to scale as my own head. And I looked at her and I said, Grace, if this were anyone else, I might have to call the police or something. This is insane. And she's like, well, this is, a thank you. And I said, this is the weirdest thank you ever. I go, what are you thanking me for? And she says, these are for all the times that you encouraged me in my drawing. I'm going to the University of Michigan Art School next year, and I wanted to thank you. You're one of those teachers that always said, keep drawing, keep drawing, keep drawing, when others just kind of dismissed it. And it was at that moment when I realized how, as a teacher, we have such power in our smallest comments with our students. Think of all those times you've just casually encouraged a student in the work that they were doing, and how potentially that can mean so much to them. And the reverse of that, think of how damaging comments can be in passing. I still remember the first time a teacher told me I couldn't draw. Whatever that means. Oh, that's okay, Nick, you're not a good drawer. I was in elementary school. Who tells an elementary school student that they can't draw? That moment killed an element of creativity in me. I was always embarrassed to draw, I wouldn't draw, I didn't want to doodle. So as a teacher, when you look at creativity, sometimes it's in places that you don't expect, and we need to foster that. It'll never be a standard that is measured, it'll never be a bubble that's filled in on a test. But our job is to form those relationships with students, encourage their creativity, because as we progress as a civilization, creativity is what's been at the focal point of solving our biggest problems. And if we want to continue to grow and advance and handle these complex problems that are facing our world, we need to encourage our students to explore their creativity, because that is what's going to make a difference, not a number 2 pencil and a bunch of bumble sheets.